Hello, Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Is on the Piscataway campus. And Jason, we are checking in with you right now. Jason, we have you.
Not hearing anything. Eric, Rex Ryan made it a little bit easier for the team before he left. Instead of holding a somber meeting about his departure, Ryan actually showed the team some highlight film. Roxanne, I spoke to head coach Kyle Flood not long ago. He says that he has not been contacted by anyone about an investigation regarding an impermissible email with a university faculty member. The school confirms it is investigating. Rick, it's really early, so it's still hard to tell. Just a glorified practice under the lights tonight. Not a scrimmage, but the real test will come next week. Do you feel like that helps or hurts when you hear criticism or chatter from outside sources?
I think some of the chatter is the assumption that we're not doing anything, and that's not true.
But perhaps the lucky guy is 25-year-old goalie Keith Kincaid. He makes 26 saves tonight. After Jeff and his family called Hugel to thank him, a lunch meeting was set up at Jeff's favorite restaurant, Antonio's in Manasquan. Here, another gift was waiting for him. How did your time at Elizabeth High School develop you into the person you are today? All right, let's go. All right, oh boy, this is really happening right now. You're Atlantic City. Yeah. You came all the way up here for this. Yeah. And this is your 4th year doing this?
Take that jacket off and get down, dude. That's some good music.
Oh, I'm gonna get down for sure. Right. Kyle Flood insists he will still be coaching this Saturday for the season opener despite the ongoing investigation. But in his first public appearance since the news broke about the Rutgers football coach, President Robert Barchi had this to say. Yeah. Is there an update with the Kyle Flood investigation?
No.
Yeah, do you have a timeline or resolution?
Okay. You're talking about an ongoing active investigation.
I'm back out to Jason Kahn. And Jason, now, isn't that part of the challenge for this new coach?
Nick, that's definitely part of the challenge. And winning helps too, let's be honest. This town is taking a lot of pride in their football. They've always taken a lot of pride in their football, but tonight, in part, is about helping the community heal. On the southern bank of the Raritan River, you'll find Sayreville. Residents and visitors alike welcomed by the success of the high school football team. 6 state championships, a run of 3 straight ending in 2012.
People expect us to make the playoffs. It's like, are they going to make it this year or not? No, they expect us to make it.
My mother almost fought my father one year because of football.
So this scene for their season opener isn't unusual. People decked out in the blue and white. This is Bomber country, and it's not just on this field. It's everywhere. Like a local sub shop, longtime supporters of the program. Players and coaches routinely eat here and talk football.
From what we see and hear, it's pretty huge.
Big enough to divide this town over a hazing scandal that went national. Superintendent Richard Labby canceled the season after 4 games. When asked about that decision, he declined to comment.
We're just happy to take a step forward, a big step forward toward normalcy here in the district.
That decision created tension between parents.
I'm a single mom of 4 kids. I count on that. I counted on that for my son for a scholarship.
A faction of people like her aren't convinced anything happened. But inside the locker room, 7 players charged with sexually assaulting or abusing 4 teammates. 6 of them get probation and community service, avoiding having to register as sex offenders. 1 case still awaits trial.
At first, it's like, oh my God, these people are saying this about my brothers, about my family. It pisses me off. But then I sat back, because I'm not one to jump to conclusions. So I sat back and realized, all these people are saying all these things, and it's just people talking.
Much of that talk directed at the firing of a legendary coach. George Najar presided over Sayreville football for 20 years. He has not spoken publicly about the incident, but his downfall hit some players harder than others.
It's pretty sad.
It's always a transition. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that for them it was different.
Chris Began coached with Najar for 8 years.
And we're going to work at exactly that.
He's a Sayreville alum and the new head coach.
Bring it in. Let's go.
He won a state title at Monroe in 2009.
Certainly I know of all the stories and everything that's been written and what's gone on here. But really, we just took the approach of we're going to focus on moving forward.
An approach that's taken them from the long, hot summer days of training camp to this game, under the lights and beyond. But a win isn't the only thing on their minds. It's about bringing the town together again.
We're bringing them out of the trenches. So what we do corresponds to how the next few years are going. So that's why it's so important for us, because we just got a burden put on our shoulder. We need to respond to that, and we need to teach the younger kids how to get out of it.
Lawyers for the defendants involved in the hazing scandal declined a request for an interview. The Middlesex County prosecutor also did not want to speak on camera. Nick? The winner of St. Peter's Prep and Paramus Catholic will take home our Gillen Trophy. Red Bank Catholic is undefeated. Manalapan will be at RBC next Friday night, Nick. Listen to this. Montgomery and Hillsborough meeting for the first time with winning records since 2004. Linden hasn't had a start like this in quite some time. Tried 27 years. That was the last time they were 7-0. St. Joe's of Montvale and Red Bank Catholic meeting for the third straight year in the semifinals. Colonia going after their first title in school history, while Phillipsburg already has 6 and going home with number 7 tonight. Well, Nick, Flood clearly disappointed about dismissing 5 of his players because of their arrests this week. Flood obviously agreeing with the university president here, who calls it abhorrent and unacceptable. But Flood didn't give any details about the events leading up to the arrests. Eli Manning in his 11th season with the Giants, throwing at OTAs today without any problems. The parking lot that we're standing on right now, adjacent to this dining area, is also expected to fill up for Game 3 in today's World Cup. Delbert didn't just ask Weatherford to walk the red carpet with her and her boyfriend. She actually did it on Twitter. It all happened with a tweet. So the Rangers clinch the President's Trophy, hockey's top team in the regular season. How would you grade or evaluate your 2 years here as athletics director?
There's a big learning curve when it comes to Rutgers.
We're here with Hightstown, New Jersey native and new Jets general manager Mike Maccagnan. First of all, I got to ask you, what's it like to be back in New Jersey? Jets owner Woody Johnson says it's something he had to do. Right now, Johnson says he has a consulting team who is working with him, 2 guys with NFL front office experience. I know, right? You got to be excited for something like that. If American Pharoah does race in New Jersey, it would most likely be here at Monmouth Park. This investigation, the latest one, is all centered around their team captain and Edison native, Leonte Carew. According to a financial report, the athletics department in 2013 had a debt of more than $92 million just related to facilities. 3rd Street is where Foy was raised by his grandma and aunt. Both parents died when he was 5 years old. A rough situation common in this community. Julio placed top 2 in the state championship, top 3 in the national qualifier, and his next accomplishment is going to be beating me. Ready to go? Let's do this.
Ready? Go.
What did I tell you? What a day to be at the beach and play flag football. You had former pro football players, current pro football players